What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ant, GodMake32 on Instagram, and today we back with a review for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Let's go. And yeah, guys, we are finally back with a review for as a piece of art. This is amazing, man. Like, there wasn't a bad shot in the film. The acting in the film is incredible. The story is really good. The directing is ridiculous. I think the action scenes are some of the best in the MCU, especially when it comes to Phase 4. But for some reason, there were just like little things that kept me from loving this film, man. And that's what I'm gonna get into today. So if you like what we're doing here, please go ahead and do the YouTube things. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, go ahead and click that little bell icon. FYI, this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen Black Panther, please go ahead and watch that joint. It's amazing. Regardless of what I choose to say about it or how I feel about it, it's just a objectively good film. So you should go check it out and form an opinion of your own. But yeah, man, so the beginning of the film is probably the best opening in any Marvel movie that I've seen in a while. And while that may sound hyperbolic, I promise you when you watch this film, you would understand exactly why I say so. Everything from the black screen, Shuri, the prayer that Shuri says, her voice as she's saying it, and then the frantic nature of things as soon as those doors open. You feel it. It's palpable, especially the confusion, the noise, the up and down of it, of that little, what was it, like 10 minutes of pure emotion, man. I think that really set the tone for me for the rest of the movie. And when that happened, the movie went at a 10 and it was working backwards from there for me. There's certain things that happen in the course of the movie that take you out of it a little bit, but we'll talk about it when we get there. But if I'm talking about what the film is like based around, I think the geopolitical aspect of it was like amazing. And I think it's part of the reason why people love Captain America and the Winter Soldier so much. It's kind of part of the reason why people like Civil War so much. It's the real world aspect of it. It's the real governments move and how governments move in real life just applied to a world with these type of elements or these type of characters that are in it. And governments are gonna government. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they gotta do in order to line their pockets, do what's best for their people. And the sleaze of the countries involved was very noticeable. And it's the pompous nature of talking down to people where you know for sure that you are doing more horrible things than these people that you're talking down to. And the just the nature of it all and how governments operate in a real world setting. Like her UN meeting has echoes of that happen all the time, but we're not privy to those conversations. Angela Bassett is an all-star. Shout out to Prince Hood Cinema, yo.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
This movie puts her on a pedestal, puts her in front of everybody to the widest audience possible and says, look, this is what you guys have been missing all of your life. And she delivers, man. Every time she's on screen, it hits you in a different way. And when you get to the end of the movie, there are certain things that she does and says throughout the course of the movie that makes more sense when you get that reveal. And I think that was the great part about it, man. When she was stern, she was the most powerful person in the room. When she was soft comforting her daughter, she was the mother. When she was with her general, she was commanding an army. Like, I don't understand. It's just nuts, man. Her command of acting, the way how she delivers her lines, her facial expressions. When she was dealing with Namor, that interaction was just so ridiculous, man, because she is definitely standing her ground. Both times she's scared shitless, because the first time he did something that wasn't possible in their eyes, and the second time he had her daughter. So the way how she plays it was amazing, and I can't say enough about her. People are saying Oscar. I say at least a nomination. she has to be on that stage. She has to be recognized for this performance. But let's talk about the plot of the movie for a second. The plot of this movie revolves around Riri Williams. She is a 19-year-old MIT student. She built a vibranium detector for a class project as a dare to her professor, saying that she could. And because of this, her professor probably turned it into some higher-ups because he knew some people. The higher-ups got it immediately, that one vibranium detector into use. Unknowing of Riri, that vibranium detector ended up stumbling onto Talokan. Talokan is what is referred to in the comics as Atlantis. This is Namor's domain. This is Namor's city. And down there, they refer to him as
Kukulkan, the feather serpent god.
And so they revere him as a king and a god, just like how a lot of people in Wakanda refer to T'Challa as their king and spiritual leader, not necessarily the god, which is Bast, but he is the avatar for Bast in this plane. They find Talokan, they come in very close. The Talokanil definitely wasn't trying to be found right now, and after they find them, they find the scientists. They make sure to take out all of them so they don't give word back to the mainland, so they'll know where everything is at. But they understand that the only reason why they're even out there looking for vibranium like that is because of Wakanda and them stepping out into the light. So these people blame, I'm not even going to say these people, I'm going to say Namor, he blames Wakanda for coming out into the spotlight and like making the world look for vibranium everywhere else, since they're not going to trade with them. And he beelines to Wakanda, goes to talk to the queen, let her know what's going on, and not even let her know what's going on in a friendly way, man. This guy Namor is I was telling it to my friend. He was about to go see the movie. Namor is Aquaman with Black Adam's personality. He's an asshole with tremendous power, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, dude is stacked. He basically goes to tell Queen Ramonda exactly what he needs her to do and how Wakanda is gonna operate with the new structure. And Queen Ramonda is like, I don't really know about that. I'm gonna do about 60% of it, and then we gonna talk when I'm back. But she didn't really say that. She plays everything close to the vest. You know what I mean? And Okoye takes Shuri. They go to America. They go grab Riri. Amazing moment. Some point along the line, they get captured. Riri and Shuri gets captured by Namor's forces. They end up going down to Talokan, get a tour down there. Shuri gets to see some of the people and see that world, and she softens to it a little bit, and that's all part of Namor's plans. But after rejecting the deal of killing Riri Williams, everything goes to hell, man. This man Namor pulls up in Wakanda and floods half of the shit. Like, had everybody so shook they had to move up to Jabari land, son. It's crazy up there right now, man. And I'm not even gonna hold you, like, there was a lot of mental gymnastics going on in my head to believe that Wakanda's superior firepower, technology, warriors would be folding so quickly to these guys. Like, the way how they show it, Wakanda ain't the strongest nation on the world no more, like Talokan is, or Namor and them is. It just looked crazy. They just got trumped basically by like swords and strong people. And during this skirmish is when it happened. Queen Ramonda dies, saving Riri Williams from drowning. She ends up drowning instead. And it's a horrible moment, man. Honestly, just seeing how it all unfolds, it was ridiculously tense. It was a sight to behold, just to see Wakanda fold like that. But I had so much mixed feelings about that watching it that I had to just sit there and just let the story unfold. But I had mixed feelings as it was going on, and I had to check myself. After Queen Ramonda dies, Shuri is pushed to the umpteenth level. She has been there and back throughout the course of this movie because of all of the tragedies that she's witnessed. And after her mom passed, she really goes over the edge, man. She takes a bracelet that Namor had given her because it had some fibers of their herb in there. She mixed that with some of T'Challa's blood, some of the remnants of what they had of their heart-shaped herb, and a lot of the data that she had gathered over the years, and she made a new heart-shaped herb. It was like 98% match, and it worked. So during her spirit journey, man, she thinks she was going to come up on T'Challa. She thinks she was going to come up on her mother. She maybe thought she was going to see T'Chaka, but nah, it was Killmonger. I forget the name that she called him in there, but she used his real name. I think it's in Jobu or something like that, or is that his dad? I forget. But it was an amazing moment between two great actors, man, where she called him a horrible king because she blamed him basically for everything that happened, forcing Wakanda basically to come out to the public, forcing a lot of what went on in the first movie. And I don't know if it's necessarily his fault, the way how everything happened, but yeah, he was kind of the spark that lit the fire. I think the conversation that they had in there was very fiery. It showed a lot of similarities between their character, and it shows a lot of similarities in how they react to emotional pain and stress. And I think that was a great parallel to have, especially due to the fact that we can't have Chadwick Boseman there. And it was a great compromise to have. I think this movie has a lot of great compromises in there, and people are just like harping on all of the wrong stuff. Like, there are real problems with this movie. Not a lot, but there are real problems with this movie, and nobody's really talking about those real problems. They're just nitpicking on BS. But that's another conversation for another day. I think Okoye and Danai Gurira is low-key MVP of this movie. Like, she is the undertone carrying a different level of sadness, like different levels of emotions, different levels of torment. You have the first level, which is Queen Ramonda, second level, which is Shuri. Then you have Okoye. She just keeps getting a bad hand, bro. And in this movie, she gets fired. And when that happens, she falls down to her knees and let it all out. Yo, I gave my life to the thing. And I think that's one of the first moments. That and the following monologue by Angela Bassett was one of the first moments in this movie that I almost buckled. They almost got me. And that's one of my actual problems with the movie, which is not really a problem, but dry eyes, buddy. If you guys been watching my reactions, you know, like, it's expected, especially with this movie. I was going to start crying at least once. It did not happen. And I'm holding it against the movie. It wasn't me. It was the movie. Because after the movie, I watched the trailer one more time and I almost teared up again. So it's not me. It was the movie. Something about it wasn't hitting for me all the way. Something about it wasn't punching me in the gut and twisting. It was punching me there, but I wasn't folding. You feel what I'm saying? It didn't happen for me. And like, that was one of my disappointments. That was one of my disappointments, but it didn't take away from the greater enjoyment of the film. But yeah, man, I think this film is amazing. I think it shows a lot of aspects of grief that people are not willing to confront a lot of the time. I think it shows people at different stages of grief. I think it shows a lot of people in different places and how they deal with and move off of trauma. You understand what I'm saying? And how they deal with that. And I think it's amazing in that sense. I think it's amazing in a lot of senses. I think as a film, it's great. It's beautiful. Does it have a couple CGI flaws in there? Yes, it does. But other than those CGI flaws, the shots are spectacular. The action, while I want to see a little bit more of the action, they're getting better at showing more fights. These actors are actually training and actually doing a lot of those stunts. And that's what you want to see in the movies, man. Push it back. Let me see the entire fight and not just hit, chop, block. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see all the fight, and especially that first Okoye fight was amazing. The rematch was very good as well with that first fight. She left it all on the floor, and when he caught her and slammed her into his axe, bro, I thought my shoulder fell off. You feel me? It was nuts, bro, and I'm not used to seeing Danai Gurira like that, man. Last time I seen her like that was like season 3 of The Walking Dead. If you know, you know. Ryan Coogler, you're amazing, man. This is another great body of work that you put out. Like, hands down, the best movie in Marvel Phase 4. One of the best movies in Marvel in a long time. And you're standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the best directors in the game right now, man. Like, 100% you did this. You flipped the movie from what you've had on the script, took real life tragedy, put it back on the page, put it back on the screen, repackaged it into something great. Took a supporting actress, turned her into the star of the film. She did an amazing job. Letitia Wright, man, I hope I hope you get shit under control so you can continue playing this role, because Shuri has so much more in the comics that I need them to bring to the screen. And I need this energy that you brought in this film to like carry on. I want to see more. Also, I said the geopolitical earlier, but I want to touch on it on a more specific level, because while some people might think that it was beating a lot of people over the head, these are things that when people don't know the history of the world, it just flies right over their head. So France was doing some shiesty stuff in the beginning of the movie. The heart of the movie rests in Haiti and stuff like that. We keep returning to Haiti throughout the movie, and we see Haitians living in a way that's very far removed from what Wakanda is, and France is the direct cause of that. They were the colonizers of Haiti, and they were very much paralleled in what happened with the people of Talakan, but like what didn't happen with the people in Wakanda. You understand what I'm saying? These are subjugated people, and you're seeing it from both sides. You're seeing it from the oppressor side with the grandstanding going on in the halls of the UN, and then you're seeing it from the oppressed side and how they're dealing and coping with the situation. It's just amazing, man. Like I keep saying, Ryan Coogler is tremendous at weaving substantial social narratives into film without you really picking up on it until you like sit and think and talk about it with other people. And yeah, it hits different. Yeah, guys, but I really do think this movie is really good, man. While not great, in my opinion, it's as close to great as you're gonna get for one of these Marvel movies, with only a few drawbacks in it. And for me, it stands probably the top 10 Marvel movies. I'd have to like really look at that, but yeah, I think I'll slot this somewhere in the top 10 just for everything that it accomplished, the character structure of it, how it endears you to a lot of people. But yeah, it does have a little bit of, it does have a little excess fat in there that if they had trimmed that fat off, I'm talking more about Val and Ross and a lot of their tie-ins in there, they could have like wrapped a lot of that up in one or two scenes instead of keep going back to them throughout the course of the movie. I really like threw it off for me personally. But yeah, this is a movie that I tell anybody to go watch, man. What did I give Black Adam? Like a 7.5? Nah, if I gave Black Adam a 7.5, I'd have to give this like a 8.5, honestly. Shit, compared to that, it's like a 9. You understand me? Like, but yeah, I gave that a 7.5 for different reasons though, and I give this an 8.5 for different reasons as well. Like, there's certain things that Black Adam hit that this didn't hit for me, and there's a lot of things that this hit that Black Adam didn't even come close to hitting. So yeah, this is a solid 8.5 in my head, and this movie could go on to secure an Oscar win for Angela Bassett in my eyes, and for it could bring exposure to a lot of communities, a lot more people. Everything that they did with the ancient South American cultures, wrapping it up. I think for some people it might be disrespectful by merging a lot of the cultures together, but I do think there's something good there that they reach for to connect everybody. When it comes to the real world, we could separate it, we could tell them, we could delineate it when it comes to the real world, but just in this instance, everybody is one. All of the cultures did come together in South America for Talakan, and I think with that message going forward, it could be amazing, just like how with all of the cultures coming together in Africa to make Wakanda. But yeah, guys, have you seen Black Panther yet? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you think about it, man. If I had missed nothing in here, let me know. Let me know what you love about it. Let me know what you didn't like about it. Tell me what you think about Riri Williams' costume, man, because it did kind of look a little bit goofy at the end. Just a little bit, but I let that slide because she is a young girl, so if she has all of this technology to make her perfect costume, she's going to make it bubbly. But yeah, man, jump down in the comments and let me know what you think about Phase 4 overall. Let me know if you're excited about what's going to come in Phase 5. And the next movie on the line for the MCU is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Jump down in the comments and let me know what you think about that, and if you're excited for that one as well. And as always, if you like what you see in here, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps us way more than you know, and it helps us beat the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, go ahead and click that little bell icon. Thank you. Wakanda forever. Yeah.